Yeah. Yeah.
So the only thing that we needed is the experience. But it's not like we will be doomed without them. So we'll have discovered ourselves.
The truth is, yes, there is also a lot of inaitwa exploitation. Mwafrika amekuwa exploited proper. Na by the way, sitetei mzungu, but mimi natetea, or I want us to single out or to divide the mzungu culture from Christianity as a faith, because even them, the wazungus, are not masters in Christianity as a religion, and that's why unaona hata makanisa zao wanafunga. They have even much more struggles than we have here in Africa matters Christianity, because even them wenye walikuwa wanaielewa, most of them even passed on, na saa hii they have a different generation altogether, kama ile ya Judges chapter 2 verse 10 yenye imekuja yenye, and they are running away from God. They don't want anything to do with religion as Christianity as a religion. They want to do their own things. So sitetei Kristo, ninajua pia some of these people, na ndio nilianza kwa kusema they are individuals. For example, kama hiyo gold walikuja wakatuambia yao nini. Of course it is mined here, and some of these people wanaichukua na wanaipeleka kwao, hurting the African mwenye yako hapo pahali hiyo gold imetola, mwenye hiyo shamba, not paying them vile anafaa kulipwa, ama taking advantage of them na mambo ya knowledge, kwa sababu hata hana technology ya kurefine gold and all that. Of course all that happens, but that does not happen just because it's mzungu ananunua. Actually wazungu wengi hata hawakujagi kwa field, ni Africans, ni sisi wenyewe ndio tunanyanya sana sisi wenyewe, so that we get the profits from the mzungu guy. So mzungu ameingilia wapi hapo? So the whole idea of kunyanya sana and exploiting each other, it is not a mzungu issue, it is a human being issue. Human being, mweusi, mweupe, or from Africa or from wherever, it is a human being issue. So those are the things I want us to separate, so that tuangalie Christianity as a faith and mzungu culture and their evils wenye walikuja, the individuals wenye walikuja na hiyo evil na issues zao, because also even in Africa we have very good people, men and women, na pia we also have very bad ones wenye mpaka hata wanaua each other.
I think Joseph has explained in totality about the Bible, about the Mungu, and about the African, the African culture, where we were then. And truth be told, as much as it is only a phrase that is stated that walikuja na Biblia, wakatufunga macho, wakachukua our land, yeah? It is not here or there. It has not been researched on and seen that that is exactly what Muzungu did. And looking back, we may ask ourselves, the Christianity that was brought to us, and I mentioned this again, the Christianity that was brought to us, what did it do to us? Jose has said that, of course, then, as much as we were saying tulikuwa tunaabudu the Mount Kenya and the Mugumo tree and all those, surely the mode of doing things was totally different. We were wearing the skin, and I heard you just say that skin is being sold for a lot of money. Yes, I cannot refute that. However, how were we wearing this skin? Because it was just a skin from a cow or from a sheep wrapped around us. But now when Mzungu came, there was the aspect of adding value to what we did not know that it can be added value to make shoes, to make bags and all that. That's the skin now that we were not in a position to utilize it in a better way. Why is it that we are talking about this human? The Mzungu in the first place, he's a human being just like I am. And that's now where we come to the humane or humane as a human. A human has the physical, the mental, or the mind, the spiritual, and the fourth thing is the relationship that we have, me, myself, God, and human. You know, in between human and human is a God. That one we cannot refuse. That one we cannot even bargain or maybe question. There's a human. Between the human, there's a God only, who gives us that mind which I've talked about. Through his spirit, we are able to reason.
So the only thing that we needed is the experience. But it's not like we will be doomed without the Mzungu. We'll have discovered ourselves.
Very well, I get your point. However, as much as we would be somewhere, you know, if, for example, today you sit and do not do anything, you know, you become irrelevant into the society and into your family. So, what was brought to us, it means if it was not brought to us, we would not be where we are today. Not saying that they are the ones who have sustained us, but they brought, let me say, they brought some light, some knowledge to us. Because why is it that we had not thought of, you know, that this skin or these trees can, you know, can be processed to make medicine instead of using them when they are raw? You know, that is technology. They were advanced, and you have said very well. They started way back before us, and that is why they came. Not because they knew everything, but because they discovered somewhere some places that had not been, or some resources that had not been utilized. So, to us, as much as we are saying they came, they colonized us, they did all that, that one it was bound to happen. So that now, like the way you are saying, oh, how watu walikuja kutunyanyasa and they took our resources and all that, and they are sending back to us when they are processed. But we didn't have the capacity to do that. They had to come, and that is now why the Gen Z, if I may talk about Gen Z, you are seeing as if hao watu walikuja kutunyanyasa sisi. But in the real sense, as much as walitunyanyasa and they took our things, if they did not come, I think tungekuwa tu somewhere there, yeah, we would be somewhere, but not as far as we are here. Now, like today, we have industry processing all sorts of things. If we do not have that information or the knowledge, our trees, I mean our fruits and all those things, they will be rotting in the chambers. So let us embrace that. As much as we are saying they colonized us, they brought Bible, they brought all these things to us, let us look at what are the positives. In every aspect, we look at the positive part of it. Where are we? Back to you, Jeff.
And probably Grace, kuna hii mambo ya you have brought in a very nice perspective. Mzungu alikuja, yes, whatever he did, but alitunyanyasa. I would look at that perspective also as mtoto sahi akigrow in Africa, a child growing in Africa. There are some legislations ambazo hazijafanyika. They have not happened yet in the African countries. Like right now, you can slap your child, no problem. Right now, they are trying to bring in and advocate issues, child rights, and all those things. Like in the US, they are far much ahead of us. But now, a child having been brought up by a parent in the African context, And then they have the privilege of going to live probably or to work or to raise a family in the US or whatever other country, will look at how they were brought up by the African parents as unfair. They will look at that as nilinyanyaswa when I was young. And so now I am in this environment that is different from how I was raised. And so it is very easy for such a person to despise where they came from. And some of them end up even never going back home because of that perspective or outlook to life. So similarly, some of these things that this parent in the African country was doing as they were helping this child grow up as a responsible adult, though they might have been looked at from this other culture as kunyanyaswa, they are the same things that are making this African child thrive and become successful in the other environment. You have said it nicely that some of our engineers here in Africa are thriving in those Western countries.
Yeah. Yeah.